Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. It's been a while since we've done a Tire Talk Tuesday, but we're doing one today because we just got some new shoes here on the Chevy Volt. These are the General Altimax RT45. These are the new and improved version of the Altimax RT43. There's a couple main reasons I chose these as replacement tires on our Chevy Volt. This is actually the fourth set of tires we've put on the Volt in 156,000 miles of travel. So let's talk about why we chose these General tires and what tires we've used in the past. So this is the tire that comes stock on a Chevy Volt new, at least in 2014. You can see we do have an extra wheel and tire because with these Goodyear Assurance tires I had so many flats. Now there's a reason Chevy put these on the Volt. They are a lightweight tire. These are actually a special version of the Goodyear Assurance in this tire size, 215, 55, 17. These are a lightweight version. I think they only weigh 17 or 18 pounds per tire, which is extremely light for a tire this size. But the downside to that is they are a little bit thinner when you run over a sharp rock or, of course, a nail or anything else that would puncture a normal tire. This tire seems to not hold up as well as a typical tire. But we do have an extra one here as a spare so that if I ever did get a flat tire, I had a spare here at home that I could come home and get and put on the Volt, because as you know, Chevy Volt does not have a spare tire. Now a couple things about these original OEM Goodyear Assurance tires. They did, in the 156,000 miles we've had the Volt, these did get us the best miles per electricity gallon. So you want to get the most bang for your buck out of the battery, these tires did it for you. A couple downsides to these tires, like I said, they did not hold up very well against punctures. The other thing is they wear really quickly on this inside and outside edge, and that's even with being overinflated. So if you took a straight edge across here, you'd see we had these overinflated most of the time to try to get better miles, and that did wear down this center rib. But for some reason, these outside edges wore down really fast. I actually think it's because the tread is a narrow cross section on this tire. So it is the right size tire. It's the same as this new General tire, but you may be able to see it's considerably narrower in the tread space than the General is. Another thing I never liked about these is they were noisy on the road. You'd think for a lightweight tire on an electric quiet vehicle, the tires would be quiet. These were relatively noisy. These also have zero rim protection. The tires go in quite a ways from the rim, and there's not much tire rubber sticking out beyond the rim here. So if you do happen to get close to a curb or some type of an edge, it's really easy to scuff up these rims. As far as longevity, I think our first set of these actually lasted pretty good, 45,000 miles or so before I replaced them. I replaced them with the exact same thing because I wanted to get that same type of mileage out of the battery. Had the same good battery range, but the same bad experience with flat tires and worn edges. So then my third set of tires were Pirelli, and they did a great job. They handled really well. Lots of siping in them. They did way better in rain. They were a little bit wider, so they didn't wear down on the edges as quickly. But for this fourth set of tires, let me talk to you about why I chose the General. The first time using Generals on the Volt, but I've had good luck with Generals on our other vehicles. So let's talk about these particular Altimax RT45 brand new release tires. Now this Chevy Volt was my daily driver, 165 mile per day commute from 2014 until about 2 years ago when Mackenzie turned 16, and this kind of became her daily driver to and from school. So when it came time to get new tires, I wanted to think about not only what would do well on the Volt, but what would do well for Mackenzie. I didn't want her to have to worry about those Goodyear Assurance flats that I had fairly often, so I wanted something that would hold up better than that. I wanted something that would be like the Pirellis, a little bit better handling. The Assurance, because they're such a strange compound to be lightweight, they didn't handle that great in wet weather or at speeds around turns. These Generals are going to do way better. Let me show you a couple of the features that sold me on the Generals. Definitely one of the things that I liked about this was the tread design. You do have a couple rib areas here. You've got outsides with good siping, lots of jagged edges here. So, you know, we do run winter tires on the Volt because we live in the snow belt of Northwest Pennsylvania. But if Mackenzie or any of us were to get caught in a little bit of snow These siping and jagged edges would definitely help us out. I do like the width of them. You can see these are, you know, again, I don't understand exactly how tire sizing works. You would think that all 215, 55, 17s would be the same, but these, the tread contact patch area is way wider than those Goodyear Assurance tires. I do, like I said, the 3 ribs. You can see right here there is a marking that says replacement tire monitor. The cool thing about these Generals, when the tire wears down, that will actually read replace tire. So right now it says replacement tire monitor. As those letters wear down, replace and tire are dug in a little bit deeper so that when you get down to the point where you need to replace the tire, there's an indicator right there. These have 10 30-seconds on them, brand new. I ran the tire gauge on them and that is what they have. They are a good compound. You can see there is some movement there, which is nice. They are a little bit softer than a hard tire, but they do have a long wear expectation, depending on the size, between 60 and 70,000 mile warranty. Now let's take a look out here at the outside. I'll show you another thing I really like. I talked about on those Goodyear Assurance how the tire actually didn't extend very far beyond the rim. Because the tread is wider, we get some extra extension here. You can see what happens when the tire doesn't extend beyond. There's a little bit of like a rash, curb rash on there. The other cool thing about these Generals, they actually have like a rim guard section right there. You can see that sticks out beyond the rim that helps protect that rim. And that was a huge selling point for me of these Altimax RT45 tires. So I looked at quite a few tires. I do a lot of research before any purchase. Other tires in this size typically were around 22 or 23 pounds for a good quality tire. And I knew that was going to affect the battery mileage pretty intensely, going from a 17 or 18 pound tire all the way to a 23 pound tire. When I saw these General Altimax RT45s, I looked up the specs on them. In this size, they are 20.3 maybe pounds. You can look that up, but they are considerably lighter than some of the other heavy tire options, but without giving up these great things that I like that rim guard, the thick tread, the wide tire, the tire monitor system. I think it's going to be a great tire for us that compromises maybe a little bit of battery range, but makes a safe tire for Mackenzie to drive on. Is surprisingly quiet. Now, I don't have a lot of miles on these yet, but the little I have driven the Volt, they are as quiet as the Pirellis we took off, which were fairly worn down, and they handle easily better than those Goodyear Assurance and as well as the Pirellis did before them. So if you want to bookmark this video, I will put updates in the comments down below on the type of battery range we're getting and the type of mileage we're getting with these tires on the Volt. But I can tell you that so far, my initial impressions are they are an excellent choice. They aren't the cheapest tire, but they're also not the most expensive, and I think they are a great tire for something like our Chevy Volt. Like I said, I've actually had General tires on our big truck. I've had them on, that's an F350. I've had them on our Ford Expedition, and I've had them on a car before. And General tires are not only great tires, but they're also made in the USA. Another thing I really like about the General Tire Company, and they always seem to do a great job standing behind their product. So I appreciate that from companies. These were recommended by the tire shop that we get tires from as being an excellent choice for the Volt. And I'm really happy with the decision to go with these General Altimax RT45. There's not a lot of information on these out there other than what's put out by the General Tire Company. That's why I wanted to do this quick Tire Talk Tuesday and talk to you about why I chose these Altimax RT45 new tires for on the Chevy Volt. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative or entertaining, we'd appreciate if you click that thumbs up down below. Helps out the channel and helps out the video. And I will put a link to these. I do believe they are available on Amazon, so if I can find that Amazon affiliate link, I'll put that down below if you'd like to order them from there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again the next time.